Welcome to Octane Mobile Gaming. Welcome once again to the channel. I'm Octane, your host, and today we're going to take a look at the new deck for the next event. And the new deck is an Arcane Killer deck, and the event will be a Fire Commander deck. But first, we're going to take a look at the news link. We've got a Vault Jackpot where you can win a Legend Relic, and the Legend Relic, what that they're talking about, for those of you who haven't read the news link, are the GVG Legend Relics, which are quite good, especially when they get up to 1 pink star in GVG. So we got a new defender skill which is called Mute. We've seen it before on one of the Ultimate Wardens. This is the first time it's actually been introduced on Wardens. The new Warden is called Garbalax the Watcher, and it comes with a powerful new defender skill, Mute. When activated, Mute has a chance to place a debuff that silences all battle skills. You can win this Warden within the event. So place high enough on the solo leaderboard and you will get a Warden. So bosses during the event will have this new skill. So there isn't any card that's got this has got a counter skill to this debuff, apart from cards that actually cleanses all debuffs or cleanses one debuff from each member of this team, or so on and so forth. Those will actually cleanse Mute. So the new and improved ambush. So the new and improved ambush is called Improved Ambush, and this one is quite different from the old ambush, or ambush as we have come to know it. This ambush actually refreshes with each wave that you're going up against. The old ambush, once you activate your battle skill, that's it for the entire battle or the entire fights, no matter how much waves that comes along. But this one refreshes with each waves, so it's quite good for GVG. So I'm gonna read the information. It's the heroes with improved ambush will have their ambush reset after a new wave of enemy appears, which is quite good. I think this is absolutely brilliant. I think it's quite a decent addition to the decks that we're having, especially when it comes to GVG. This means during Crusade events and GVGs, these heroes will be able to use their ambush abilities at the start of every new wave. So these heroes are this ultimate form. So the ultimate form has got ambush along with the master collection card and ultra rare. So we're going to jump right in. We're going to take a look at these cards and we're going to see if they're any good. So I haven't gone through the vault as yet. I'm considering not to go through the vault because I've got 83 coins. This is the reason why I went up to tier 6 last week. So this week I wouldn't have to go through the vault if I don't want to, because I can actually craft the ultimate form. The ultimate form, which is Dungeon Deliverers, will create 12 Firepower Gem 7s. That's before or after. That's after you've used your ambush. So it creates 12 power gems, which is really nice. 15, 12, I mean 15 is a bit more than 12, but 12 power gem 7s, it's quite decent. So when ambushing, it creates 35 power gem 7s, which is absolutely magnificent. Massive amount of power gems. Those will crush obviously, and they'll give you a higher level power gems. I think it's power gem 9 or power gem 10. It will give you, I think it's power gem 9. We'll see. And it will delay all enemies turn count by 1, and this is reset every single wave. So when it said all enemies turn count, normally when you've got a turn delay card, when you activate that turn delay card, if it's a wave fight and you've got 4 enemies on the screen, it will only delay one of the enemy. the next 3 won't be delayed, or if it's 5 it would only delay 1, so you got 4 enemies who still can attack your deck. But with this delay skill, it delays all enemy. That means all the bosses or all enemies on the screen will be delayed by this battle skill, which is quite good because this deck is an arcane killer deck which will work quite brilliantly with the jailers, because the jailers is an arcane killer card that boosts the damage, the attack output of all arcane killers. So we're going to take a look at those a bit later. It's got a 1 turn cooldown, which I find absolutely magnificent. So in 1 wave you activate a battle skill, you'll kill all those bosses anyway. But say for example you come up against one of the mini bosses or one of the rare spawn bosses and you don't manage to kill that boss, you still got your battle skill to activate again. However, after the first activation of your battle skill, your ambush will be depleted, so you won't get those 35 power gems. Again, you'll only get 12 power gems on the second activation if you're fighting the same boss, which is okay because 12 power gems is quite nice. 35 power gems is even better. But I find this battle skill quite useful, and I find the improvement that they've made to the battle skill quite refreshing. So improve ambush. The first time you use your hero's battle skill in a battle, it has additional effect. Improve ambush resets whenever a new wave enters the battle. So whenever a new boss or a new wave, doesn't matter. When you're in GVG, you only get 1 enemy at a time. That's called a wave. So it will reset whenever a new boss comes up on the screen. So burning blades on attack, burns all enemy for 100% of the damage of the main attack, split over the next 2 turns. Basically, how I see that is like you're gonna get 100% of the main damage split over 2 turns. So it's 50% each turn. So you get 50% on the first turn after your main damage and 50% on the second turn after your main damage. That's if you haven't done any more damage. This is only for, can't remember, I think it happens if you're fighting, because there is a card that does the same thing, but it's a light commander, I think it is, and I think it burns the enemy regardless if it's a new wave or the same wave, can't remember. But basically, if you're fighting against the same boss, you get 50% the following wave, and if you attack that wave, you'll get 50% of that damage on the next wave. So it will be able to double up, so you will get 100% if you're fighting the same boss, I believe. Don't quote me on that because I'm not really sure how it's gonna work, but I think if you're fighting the same boss for longer duration, eventually you're able to double up on the burn-in, so it will become 100%. It will be 100% of 50% of each attack, and because you're doing multiple attack, it will double up. So I think it should be 100% over the period of the fight, as long as you double up. All right, so we're gonna look at the counter skills. So the counter skill, Dispel Panic. Panic is not too bad. What Panic does, it shortens the amount of time that you've got to actually make a match, which isn't too bad, because as it stands, because of Gem Crush, all the gems are crushed if you fill the board with power gems. So all the gems are located most likely in the middle of the screen, so you can swap your gems anyway. It's not like before where your gems used to be all over the screen and you used to have to match all the gems together in one long continuous string, which was more powerful. Now if your gems are all over the place, as long as you swap 2 power gems, you get a bigger bang for your buck, which can be quite counterproductive at time, and some of the times if you get it right, it can be very rewarding. The next counter skill, it dispels a mute, which is the new debuff that we've got, and that will be a great addition to GVG defense, and the deck will be a great addition to GVG attack. Now let's look at the second card up, which is the Master Collection card. Now the Master Collection card will create 7 Firepower Gem 6s. Whenever ambushing, it delays all enemies attack by 1 turn. It's got a 1 turn cooldown, making it really good, because normally when you've got a card that does a turn delay, apart from the Generation 1 card, the 3-star cards which you can get within the quest, you don't have a lot of turn delay cards that actually have got a 1 turn cooldown. So this is quite good, especially as an arcane killer card. It's got the new and improved ambush as well, and new and improved ambush will reset its ability to delay the enemy's turn count. So the turn delay only happens when you're ambushing. Because it's got 1 turn cooldown, you go into the next wave, you can delay all enemies, or if you're in GVG, it can delay the boss. But if you're fighting the same boss, your ambush won't reset. That's the only pitfall to it. But it's nice to be able to reset ambush, because before you had to die and revive to actually reset ambush, which if you've got a really strong deck, wouldn't happen, because the deck wouldn't die. This one has got counter skill that dispels mute. That's good as well. And that is your Master Collection card. So the Master Collection card it's not too bad, it's okay. I find the Master Collection card okay because it does do a turn delay, which will work quite well with the Jailers, which is an arcane killer card, as I mentioned earlier. Now this is your ultra rare. It will create 12 Firepower Gem 7s, and when ambushing, it will create 35 Power Gem 7s instead. It's got a 1 turn cooldown, and it's got new and improved ambush, which we now know to be the way forward when it comes to ambushing. Resets your battle skill, and this one dispels weaken. So weaken affects any card that does a damage boost or an attack boost. So weaken and mute. Mute will affect your battle skill. Weaken will affect any battle skill that does a boost. So those are 2 debuffs that you need to dispel. The next one, panic, not too much, not really a bad debuff. It's okay. Let's take a look and see what the support card does. Haven't looked at the support card. The support card is absolute garbage. Won't go through that. Let's take a look at the main hero. So the main hero for this week will create 5 Power Gem 4s. It's got a 1 turn cooldown, and on attack it burns all enemies for 50% of the damage, and it's split over 2 turns, so that's 25%. But if you're fighting the same enemy for a prolonged period of time, that will go up to 50% because you'll double up on the burning. And this one dispels mute, so it's good that the main hero actually dispels mute. That's quite nice. It's usable for especially for people who are just starting out in the game. So let's look at some cards now, but before I go into the cards, let's just go back and craft the ultimate form. So we'll get first the Master Collection card, and then we'll get the ultra rare for 40. So we need 1 more coin. Didn't see that coming. So I need 1 more coin, so I'll have to go into the vault and see what we get. So 1 more coin, just 1 more coin. So shall we do, say, 3 tiers of the vault, or should I just do 1 tier of the vault? I need 1 coin anyway, so a gold card straight up. And what is it? It's the ultra rare, so I don't need to craft the ultra rare. Isn't that absolutely magnificent? I needed to craft the ultra rare, and what do you know, I got the ultra rare from the vault. On the first tier of the vault, I got the card that I needed to craft so I don't actually need to craft the ultra rare. So now I've got 44 coins, don't need to craft the ultra rare. So what I'll do, I'll just forge the ultimate form. So that was quite lucky. Need the ultra rare, went into the vault, got the ultra rare. So I don't need to craft the ultra rare. So I could basically take this up to 2 pink stars by waiting until I am able to get the one of these cards from the 6-star collection. So the 6-star collection for this week, the only card that I find useful within the 6-star collection, the only useful one is the current main hero. The rest are just garbage, unless you need them to actually get the extra coins. Alright, so let's go. So now we're back into the collection. Let's equip the current ultimate form. So the current ultimate form is quite nice when it comes to gem production. Quite good. That will come in handy. So let's look at the ultimate forms that will give you the killer skill. First up, and the oldest of all, is this one, which is not really that good. Not gonna go through its battle skill. It's absolute garbage. You got Night of Tramps, which is from the New Dawn season. This one is okay. It's not brilliant anyway. It's at 6 pink star. You did get these cards at 6 pink star. That will give you 400% damage increase with its Arcane Killer 6. This is Altin New God. It's the one that came out last year, and this one will give you 6 power gem 6s now and at the start of the next 2 turns, and increase fire commander's damage by 80%, and it increases the drop rate of fire gems. It gives you a revive and last stand. Last stand will give you an extra 20% for 21 turns. And here we go, this is the new ultimate form. So some booster cards that you could use Circuit Break Ilaria. And for those of you who are not familiar with Circuit Break Ilaria, she increased Arcane Killer's attack by 200%. That's what you get when you activate the battle skill and you haven't fulfill any of the criterias. Then you got two additional way of increasing this to above 200%. The first of which is intensity. So if you get up to, I think it's 730, I always think it was 430, but it's not 430. I actually done the calculation, it's actually 730 intensity. Once you get up to 730 intensity, it will give you an additional 365% increase. That's 10% for every 20 Arcane Killer intensity. That's 730 Arcane Killer intensity. That will give you 565%. That's the maximum, but if you want to increase it beyond that, what you need to have is 8 power gem 1s on the board or higher. So it can be power gem 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so on and so forth. As long as you've got 8 on the board, you will increase it by 10 times the 565, giving you a whopping 5,650% attack increase. So that is quite good. This also produces power gem 4 power gem freeze every 3 turns. That's not bad. The Jailers is one that will go quite well with the current deck, because the current deck is a turn delayed deck. It can delay the enemy's turn count when it's ambushing. So the Master Collection card does it, and the Ultimate Form does it. So if you have 2 Master Collection card, 1 Ultimate Form, that's 3 turn delays, so that will be 3 times 1,200%. So it's the passive that's gonna do that on the Jailers. Whenever hero delays the enemy turn, increase the enemy turn, it increases Arcane Killer's attack by 1,200%. So you don't really need to power up this card if you've got it on board, unless you want an additional increase Then you can pop this card. It will give you a turn delay as well, which will give you 4 turn delays, which will give you 4,800% increased Arcane Killer's attack. So that's not bad. This is a really good card to use as well. Perceptive Guru is one that could be used if you're using an Arcane Killer as your main damage dealer. The Arcane Killer that I would recommend if you've got that Immortal Killer, I should say, Immortal Killer that I would recommend if you've got it as a 3 pink star and it's awoken 3 times would be Steel Force. Steel Force would be a really good damage dealer, especially if you boost the attack as well with the likes of Metaverse Master and High Performance Unit Area. You can get that card to deal some really serious damage. So those 3 cards, Perceptive Guru, High Performance Unit Area, and Metaverse Master, are the 3 cards that you have to add to the deck with Steel Force to actually get Steel Force to deal some really serious damage. Apart from that, I'll just stick to Arcane Killer. Okay, so some cards that can be very useful. This one can be very useful if you haven't got the current ultimate form, but the current ultimate form would be far more useful than Prodigal Exile, because Prodigal Exile will create 35 power gem as well, but you have to get up to 20 crown shards, which takes a while. But the current ultimate form does it straight off the bat, and the current ultra rare as well. So if you've got a copy of the ultra rare would be far better than Prodigal Exiles. Immolating Fae would be quite good because it's unstoppable. That means it can't be silenced by mute, and it cleanses 1 debuff from every member of the team. Every fire commander that is on the team, it will cleanse 1 debuff from it. So this is one that can be quite useful as well. Brothers in Arms give you 120% damage increase, and it creates 14 power gems. It's got a 3 turn cooldown, and at the start of each turn it converts all earth gems to fire gems basically. So that's one that can produce a bit of power gems for you as well. Exalted Champion will give you 100% increased all fire commander cards, and it will create 18 power gems over 3 turns. So it's good for the wave fights, and if you need a extra damage boost, you can get it from Exalted Champions. Now Heretic Hunter would be one of the preferred damage dealer. This event is really good in fire commander event for dealing really massive damage. However, the only card that you have that can give this a really decent damage increase would be Metaverse Master. You'll have to add additional cards on board like Exalted Champions, Brothers in Arms, and so on and so forth to get like a 100% damage increase here, 120% damage increase there. So when it comes to Beast Killer, you haven't got much cards that boost Beast Killer. You have got a few cards that will do it, one of which destroys all non-earth gems that's on the board. So let's take a look at Beast Killers. So Beast Killer cards that will boost would be this one, but it destroys all non-earth gems on the board, so you don't really need that. And you also have got one other Beast Killer. The Beast Killer, let's get rid of that and just use Beast Killer. So it's a fire card, and that would be Ring Royalty. So Ring Royalty does increase the damage output, attack output, I said, not damage output but attack output. So what it does is at the start of each turn, all Beast Killers, Beast Killer hero gain a boost to attack equals to your current percentage of HP. And that was a bit confusing for a while, and then I figured out what it actually means. If you've got 100% HP, it's 100% attack increase. That's all it is. So if you have 50% HP, it's 50% attack increase, 20% HP, 20% attack increase. That's all it is. So it isn't a massive amount of attack boost to your deck. So it's better to just use a card that's going to give you 100% damage increase. That's a commander card. It's far better than using that. So that's not something that you want to add to your deck. Plus it's a Slayer, it's not a commander. So those are some cards that you could use. Deck combination. This is a non-event combo that you could use. You could use an event combination as well. An event combination, I would say, would consist of, if you're going to use Circuit Break Hilaria, so you could use 1 copy of Circuit Break Hilaria. You could use 1 copy of, let's go to Arcane Killer, Commander, Fire, and the current ultimate form would be preferred over any other card because it's got that 15% event boost, so that would be work quite well. I would put 1 copy of the ultra rare as well, just to get some extra power gems on the board. You could use Metaverse Master. Metaverse Master is okay. And the next card that I would use on board would be, say, the Jailers. So the Jailers I would put on board as well, because the Jailers will give you 1,200% attack increase. So you would use Circuit Break Hilaria to boost up the attack, you'd use the Jailers to boost up the attack, you'd use Metaverse Master to boost up the attack, and then you would use basically the ultimate form, and you would use the current ultra rare as well to give you extra power gems on board. Or you could say forego the current ultra rare for the current master collection card, because the current master collection card would give you a turn delay as well. So it would give you a turn delay. That's 1 extra turn delay. So you'd be getting, if you don't boost up the Jailers, that is, if you boost up the Jailers, pop the Jailers battle skill, Jailers battle skill give 1 turn delay, and then you get 2 additional turn delay from master collection card ultra rare, giving you 3,600%. Plus you will have Circuit Break Hilaria giving you 5,000, a possible 5,650% attack increase, plus Metaverse Master. That is quite some serious increase you've got going on there. Additionally, you could use Heretic Hunter. Now, Heretic Hunters, I would say you use the current ultimate form for the killer skill. You would use Metaverse Master. I would say use Brothers in Banditry. So let's get rid of that. Use Brothers in Banditry. Brothers in Banditry will give you 14 additional power gems. It will give you 120% increase. I would say you could use Exalted Champions, and last but not least, you could use Metaverse Master. So that would be a really nice combination. But tomorrow we look at possibly the combination and we go through these cards a bit more in depth. So until then, this is Octane saying like, subscribe, ask any question you need to ask in the comment section below. Leave a comment in the comment section below. Until tomorrow when we do possibly the combination, have a great day and bye for now.